Hello, Zambia. Happy Sunday. Again, it's great to be back here. And finally, the much anticipated campaign rally in Lusaka with the President Hakainde Hichilema is over. So I have a few takeaways. I probably speak about it a little bit some more, but I have a few takeaways from that. And I'll speak them in their numbered version. The first takeaway that we got from that huge rally is that the time for change has come. First of all, the president looked tired, he had no energy. The rally was a great goodbye party and a payday for our musicians, a great payday also for some of our social media personalities. It was a huge rally assembled at a great cost. That's a goodbye rally for the president, for the people. The crowds were not organic like we have seen in the United Front for the opposition. The rally, the crowds there were artificial. They were burst in from different towns and different parts. It was really a very expensive party. But let's bear in mind, it was a powerful goodbye party. We appreciate that the president held a goodbye party in the heart of Lusaka. We appreciate that personally. The second takeaway is that the president is still boring and had nothing new to say. You know, you have gathered such a crowd and you've got nothing to say. He was parroting the United Front's message. Clearly, in this case, the opposition are the pace setters. They are setting the pace. They are setting pace in terms of the style of rallies. That was a copycat of what the opposition are doing. And also the message. The president kept on mentioning the things that are coming from the platform of the opposition. It was a copy and paste and then, put a spin on it and then convoluted. So the opposition is leading the president, and that is why it is time for change. Leadership has already changed hands. We saw a president who had nothing new to say. He was just parroting the talking points of the opposition. So Mundubile and group are setting the pace for this election. No denial of that. Then again, the story of reserves was embarrassing to be heard from the president, who claimed he knows how the economy works. And even though we know that what they've been doing is a merry-go-round, concerning reserves. You don't increase debt and then increase reserves at the same time. So it just means you're swapping money out of one boat into another boat. You're swapping fish from one boat to another boat. You're borrowing money and putting it in reserves. So if that is borrowed money that you're putting in reserves, no wonder you can't spend it, because once you spend it, then you start paying for it twice. The interest on it and the fact that it's no longer there to hold up the things that you want to hold it for. So that was a little bit embarrassing. It's borrowed money anyway. And that wasn't, that's why that money wasn't accessible in 4 years when the nation was wallowing in darkness and there was load shedding. We could have taken some of that money and fixed load shedding so the economy is working. We didn't do that. Why? Because those are borrowed money and they're tied monies. So it's a very, very useless strategy. We know that. Yeah. And number 4, the promises about the cost of living. That to me rang hollow and empty. Why? Because it rang hollow and empty because in 5 years, we have seen the president and his friends do nothing about the cost of living. First of all, it was the cost of living from the structure of our economy. It was the cost of living arising because of fuel prices due to the Ukraine-Russia war, or Russia-Ukraine war, whatever you say. And then again, there is another war that has come. So the people have been on their own. And most of the things we have in Zambia, we import them. So we have also got inflated prices or rising prices from the global economy that has been imposed on our economy. So the people have been on their own. The same things you find in ShopRite, they cost almost twice the price as you find them in the ShopRite in South Africa. So what is the difference between the two? The cost of transportation? No, there are other factors that come in. The freight, the taxes, and the inflation, of course, in the country. So the promises about the cost of living, there has been no mitigation steps or measures taken to help the people as prices of essential commodities have skyrocketed. So that one rang hollow and empty. We are back to HH promising promising to reduce the price of milli meal to 50 kwacha. Yeah, and then once it's in there, it keeps rising. Yeah. Yeah, then number 5 takeaway for me, why even change is inevitable, is the cadence wasn't funny for me. This was the first time we saw the president dance outside of Southern Province. Yeah, and to some, I think that's why he doesn't dance everywhere. Akamusanaka kosa, na tuboko skot mango ishi, mwabika kwetoroshi ya salaula. You know, and it wasn't funny for me. It wasn't funny for me. You know, na church tawanda nje. Bushevale ibila masha. Nangwele nyafya akasushi pachinto wingi. So na chumfa kwenso nipadia ine. I was ashamed of that kama dance. I didn't enjoy it. And number 6 takeaway, the president has a very sick version of national unity. The president has a very sick version of national unity. He thinks of national unity as capitulation. You can't be president and pack your relatives in foreign service, in civil service, and parastatus and all important jobs. And you know very well that the biggest portion of our expenditures if in the national budget are personal emoluments. So we kateka adena bablulu bako bali abeka abeka na bantu bako. So whilst the other families have to wait for mufungu, also known as CDF, you know, and you know, he sees national unity as capitulation of other tribal groupings to their strategy where the Bale. And that I dissent, and I say that the people of Zambia have an opportunity to change the government, and we have in the opposition front the potential for creating a government of national unity. We have opposition leaders from every corner of the country and every part as part of that coalition. So change is inevitable. Change is inevitable. And also, let me also mention in closing that the campaign launch was a fake campaign. The president has been campaigning. Why does he like to lie to people? So he just created a party to say goodbye. He created a party to respond to what is going on in the country through the opposition. And he has been campaigning for more than a year. And, you know, other people cannot campaign, only him. So, yeah, those are a few takeaways that I have from that. The time for change has come. Let us go ahead and tell the people that in 4.5 years, in 5 years, there has been no mitigation to the cost of living. The president has lied about national unity. The president is part of the country, and the president is the divider in chief. Let us go and change. This year, in this year's election, we have the united front in the Republic of Zambia, and let us go and listen to their messages. And then the other thing I need to mention is that the president's audience is not organic. It's an artificially assembled at expensive cost. But the United Front's rallies are organic. People trooping on their own. And those people are going to vote, and we are going to have change because it's inevitable. Thank you, Zambia. I hope you enjoy this new week. And I hope you enjoy listening to this piece. Bye. Thank you for listening.